For middle-of-the-year assessments, scoring interpretations remain the same. For example, red scores for both DIBELS subtests and the TRC indicate that the student is far below reading performances expected at this point during the year. Once again, scores in gray provide information about the student's reading skills, but no point of comparison to other students. As we did at the beginning of the year, we will begin by looking at the overall class profile, starting with the most sophisticated indication of student performance, the TRC. In the middle of first grade, the TRC benchmark is reading at or above level G. This means that in order for students to be at benchmark by the middle of first grade, they must be able to provide written answers to comprehension questions. This complicates our interpretation a great deal. Essentially, we now have to consider if the reading levels reflect students' abilities in reading, writing, or both. Our first pass through the class-level data shows us this class has a somewhat mixed profile of students who are meeting benchmark and those who are not. A quick glance also suggests that students in this class are somewhat stronger on word-level reading than reading at the text level. However, as noted earlier, it might be the lack of writing skills, more so than reading abilities, since there are 4 students at the E or F level. Remember, level F is where written responses to prompts are required for the first time. At the word level, all students can read high-frequency words from the C list, with the fewest number of words read being 8, and the highest number of words being 24. The DORF is the most sophisticated word reading assessment given at this time. If we look at students' scores for both fluency and accuracy, we note that for the most part, the data tell the same story. For example, students who met fluency benchmarks also met accuracy benchmarks. There were 3 exceptions. For these 3 students, all were less accurate compared to benchmark, in spite of better performances compared to benchmark on speed of reading. This suggests for these 3 students there could be a decoding problem. To investigate this hypothesis, we look at their scores on the NWF. We see that Jerry met benchmarks for decoding and blending. We also note that Jerry was on level for the TRC. When we look at the number of high-frequency words Jerry can read by sight, we notice that his score there is among the class's lowest. Taken together, this suggests that for Jerry, decoding is not the problem. Rather, continuing to work towards identifying words by sight may improve his accuracy in connected text. For the other 2 students, we note that their NWF scores were also low. For those 2 students, suspected problems with decoding and blending are confirmed. It may be obvious, but if you have trouble blending and decoding at the word level, the problem will also occur when reading connected text. Taken together, these data suggest that whole class instruction should continue to focus on book reading, as well as providing students lots of opportunities to work on developing writing skills using invented spelling. Explicitly teaching students how to retell what they read should also continue, since only 4 students had retellings that could be judged for quality on the DORF. Of those 4, only 1 student, Erica, did a pretty good job. At the word level, whatever is being done to help students read high-frequency words should continue. Developmentally appropriate word-level instruction should continue, as should practice reading connected text for meaning.